Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and today we're going to spread rock inside of the new building. I just realized the other day that it's going to be a lot easier to put the rock down before the building is stood up, because today we can have the dump truck come in and tailgate out and drive out of the building. If we wait till after we have arches standing, that's no longer an option, so might as well get it done. The driver told me he'd be here today, but I don't know exactly what time. So I'm going to get the backhoe off, put the box blade on, then I'm going to start grinding on this ridge along the foundation wall and start getting that prepped to bolt the bottom wall down. Today's video will be on the rock and tomorrow's video will be on grinding concrete. So let's get moving. I got the tractor switched over to the box blade and it seemed like a good time to go through and grease everything, particularly the loader that I put a lot of use on and don't probably grease often enough. So while I'm at it, I'll mention links in the description for the DeWalt grease gun and the lock and lube. Highly recommend, makes greasing a lot easier. So he just dropped 15 tons here. That side of this building already had probably a 3-inch layer of rock I had left over. The middle had a skim coat from what I had left over from the drain line yesterday, and this side has almost no rock. So he's like 15 minutes from the rock yard. Probably round trip, we're looking, he'll be back in about 40 minutes. So hopefully in that 40 minutes, I can get all of this spread out and be ready for the next load. Maybe we'll even get this done before it gets completely dark. Or maybe we'll get the lights out. My favorite way to spread rock is to waterfall it out of the bucket in thin layers, because if you ever get an uneven or bumpy surface, which is kind of what I'm struggling with right here in this shot, it's harder to use the box blade to spread, because every time your wheels cross a bump, the box blade raises and lowers. And it takes a lot more patience once you've got it messed up that way. But if you can spread it smoothly with the bucket first and then box blade it, it seems to work better. My plan was that as soon as I got all these piles out of the middle, I would make circles with the box blade, because I find that overlapping circles that just work their way down the work area are a great way to level. But I've either got too small of a building or too big of a machine, because what I found out in a minute is I can't really make circles inside this area. It actually got a little bit warm in the cab. I'll have to take the jacket off before I get back in there. I didn't even have the heater going. But that's not completely leveled out, but it's good enough for the first load. So I'm just gonna mess it up again with the second load, so he should be back pretty quick. Most of the time I shoot from the top of the hill, looking down at where we're gonna put the building at. But now I'm on the downhill side. You can see that's elevated quite a bit. I've known for a long time now that I wanted to put this third building in between my shop and my equipment shed so that we could drive down the driveway and straight into the building. We receive freight. You know, I might have a trailer with equipment on it and just want to park the whole thing in there because it's going out again tomorrow. So we're gonna have wide doors on both ends, which means I need to be able to drive out this end and back out. The problem there is we've created a fairly steep bank and it's downhill, so we're gonna end up with fairly often probably this might be wet ground, or you know, at least during the rainy part of the year this is gonna be wet ground downhill from the building. And if say I'm pulling a truck with a heavy trailer and a skid steer and I want to make this corner and come out here, seems like we need rock here too. We've already got rock between those buildings, then rock from the buildings down to the new building, rock all the way through the new building, and in my mind I've been picturing all this being grass. But actually it seems like there needs to be a road that runs right here back out to the rock in front of the equipment shed. We saved this topsoil right here to lay across this hill, plant grass seed on, and mow up next to the building. So that makes me wonder, do I put grass on this hill and then make a road out here around it? Because you're gonna have to take a fairly wide loop coming out of the building. Or do I just rock that whole hill? That's a lot of rock. You always wanna think, you know, long term, you gotta maintain this area. Either keep the weeds out of the rocks, spray it, whatever you're gonna do there, or you're gonna have to mow around it. And I've got to make some kind of decision on what I want to do outside of the building. Ideally, I'd surround the whole building with rock, just like the other two buildings are completely surrounded with rock. That's convenient. Let me know what you think. He ought to be about back with this next load. I was planning to wait and compact this rock after I had both layers and I had it smoothed out better, but then I was just kind of standing around, so I said, what the heck, might as well just go ahead and run it now, because you are supposed to use the compactor in layers anyway. I really thought he'd be back by now, working under a light already. That's all right though. not that cold. Got plenty of lights on the tractor. We should be able to get this done as long as he made it to the rock yard before they closed. Oh, I think I see his lights in the driveway. Woohoo! Good. All right, well, I talked to him longer than I should, so we are working in the dark, but that's all right. I think this will be a nice thick layer when it's done. I'm gonna go ahead and spread it and compact it and be right back.
Had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race. What's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind. I'm trying to save you time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this funny business. 'Cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race. What's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. the simple life. Oh Lord, you can keep your 9 to 5.
I'm getting close to the end of spreading this rock, and I've got a delivery here. That's Lowe's bringing plywood. Probably just a couple more passes and a rake on the edges a little bit, and then we'll be ready for the compactor. All right, I'm gonna run the plate compactor about 400 passes, and I'll be right back and we'll sign this sucker off and be on to grinding the concrete tomorrow. All right, well, it's not perfect, but I did the best I could for today, and we're gonna track it up a little bit, putting the building in and having that homemade lift in here. So I think it's good enough. Whenever all this is done, if I decide to put rock all the way around, I'll just be making loops to finish grading this out so it perfectly matches the elevation coming in and out. Anyway, tomorrow we'll be on that concrete wall. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. You should see more of our videos right here, and I'll see you next time.